Thanks for staying with Newsroom Africa. We're coming to you live out of Nasrec, where the second National People's Assembly of the EFF is taking place. We've been taking a look back then at the voting process that took place last night, but also the additional members of that Central Command team that are expected to be nominated and voted into their positions this morning. It's about 35 people that we're expecting to be put in position. The EFF spokesperson, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, joins me now. He's suffering from a bit of a cough. Unfortunately, the doctor had booked him off, but he can't be off because you have to be part of this conference. Mbuyiseni, before we went to break, we were talking about the decision that you had made in relation to the journalists that are not just Daily Maverick journalists, but also you have Amabungani and Scorpio unit journalists that, as far as we understand, that are part of those that you did not grant accreditation to. And you've described them as being secret operatives that you believe are deliberately being planted and embedded. I wonder, what evidence do you have of this?
Well, I don't think Amabungani applied to come to conference and Scorpio. But Amabungani, Scorpio and all of that is the same thing with Daily Maverick. At the right time, we will be in a position to, because we base our information on reliable sources, some of which are within these people themselves. And at the right time, we'll share that information. We still are not in a position to do so now because it might endanger the lives of those that gave it to us. But all types of investigative capabilities that these organizations have in our information that we've got are very much linked with the former operatives of the rogue unit within SARS. And that's why we're refusing, as it were, because we think that the law is very clear in South Africa, and I think most of that might come out because, you know, the case of the rogue unit is still in court, being deliberated upon. I think some of that information might indeed come up.
But Mbuyiseni, it sounds like one big conspiracy. So to the extent that with this information you have not gone to the press ombud to lay complaints around this embeddedness of journalists and them forming part of state security, you have not gone to any kind of police, law enforcement, at least that is on public record, raising these concerns. How should we take them seriously? Why should we believe you?
We did the same with ANN7. We never went to Ombudsman or Broadcasting Complaint Commission. We launched a protest. And with time, everything was revealed. But as I said, and the day it's deliberated upon, majority of that will be revealed. In my heart, that the public of South Africa will come to realize that our position is based on substantial evidence.
In the interim, though, are you not worried about the kind of precedent that you are setting as far as it concerns and relates to media freedom? So it could be very easy for you tomorrow to then say, oh, Kathy Motlatlana is a state operative, and without providing any evidence to back that up, you could easily bar me from covering some of your events.
No, I mean, in our events, we've got the fundamental constitutional human right of freedom of association. We can choose who we share a space with. It's not a contradiction. That doesn't limit you from doing your work. You can continue to cover us. No one is stopping them from writing. As of this morning, there are articles on the Daily Maverick that are writing about us, that are writing about the outcomes of this conference. They are still free to be critical, to continue doing what they do. We don't have the power to stop them.
Sure, but that's not the point. The point is that you have not necessarily stopped them, but you have certainly limited their access.
Yeah, but that has to do with our association, our events. So you've got to be able to balance freedom of association and freedom of the media. They are all in the Bill of Rights. So I've got the freedom not to answer your questions. I've got the freedom not to invite you in my party.
But as public servants, surely you lose that. The greater responsibility becomes that of accountability, because the positions you occupy are not just limited to that of the EFF, but you also have a responsibility to South Africans as public servants.
We don't bar them from parliament events. This is an EFF event. The EFF belongs to its members. It belongs to its supporters. The legitimate people who are holding us accountable are those ones in there. The rest is the media covering us being held accountable. So that argument has to do with that which belongs to the rest of South Africans by law. For an example, I can't stop them from attending a parliament briefing session. I can't say that I can't share that space with them because it's not my space. But this is the space in which the EFF wants to do its internal business. And if I've got evidence that amongst yourselves in the media are people who have been sent here by intelligence operatives, I've got the responsibility to protect the integrity of the processes of the EFF. So that balance is important because those are both important constitutional values. If we were in government, we would not have that power because it will be limited by the Constitution of the Republic. But at the moment, we're not acting as public representatives. We're acting as members of the EFF.
All right. I'm going to have to leave it there with you because unfortunately we've run out of time. I tell you what, so much more to interrogate about that statement, but we'll have an opportunity to do that in the coming days. The spokesperson for the EFF, Mbuyiseni, or should I say Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi.